Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to our Wednesday night edition of the Walking This Way Podcast Boys podcast. I'm your host, Herman Jackson Jr. I hear noise in the background. Let's see. We good now?
Sounds good.
All right, yeah, I know I heard something in the background. Why I got so much echo in my background? All right, we're gonna make this happen. But anyway, hope everybody's having a great night. This is our Wednesday night edition of Walking This Way. Hold up. Let me see. Because I'm hearing noise in the back. All right, can you hear me? Good. Why I keep doing that? All right. Should be good. Oh man, come on. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to our Wednesday night edition. Let me see why I keep doing that. Can y'all hear me clear?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Okay, but I got so much feedback in, but I'm just hearing myself. But anyway, I'm gonna get through it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to our edition of the Walking This Way. This is our edition of Walking This Way Impact Podcast. I'm your host from Jackson Jr. Broadcast out of DFW, Dallas Fort Worth, metropolitan area, along with my lovely co-host out of Miami, Florida, the Kingdom Chick herself. Nancy, see what's going on with you this evening.
Good, Herman. How you been?
I'm doing great. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited. We're in the middle of the midst of the week, and I'm gonna have to get through this noise in my headphones. It keeps throwing me off. But anyway, we're gonna get through it. All right. So of course we have our host out of Houston, Texas, Miss Blue. She's a radio personality out of Houston, Texas. She does a radio show every week. Not just a radio show. She does music. She does a lot of events. You name it. So she's a woman of all trades. And I reached out to her. She's glad to accept the invitation to come back on the show. So I want to welcome Ms. Blue. Ms. Blue, welcome to the Walking the Way Impact Boys Podcast, which I know you're not a stranger to the platform.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
Yes, I'm glad to be back. I'm trying to get on your on the main screen. It has me stuck down here.
Because I had all switched up and how I did it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how it all set up. But
Okay.
I got a lot of feedback. Why I got so much? Hold on, 'cause I keep hearing myself and I can't hear nobody with somebody saying. Let me see. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go ahead and kick it off. Let's try to get this stuff situated because I don't know what's going on. I got a lot of feedback in my headphones. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we
All
hear
right,
you.
but okay. Well, Nancy, go ahead and kick it off, and I'll figure this out. Go ahead.
Um, well, hi, how are you? How you been, girl?
I've been doing pretty good. You?
All right, tell us a little bit about you since, Furman is having some feedback.
Yeah, so I have
How
a
long
radio
have you
show.
been?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I have a radio show. I've been like he said, I've been on here a few times. I like to talk about relationships and everything but politics. And I do a lot of music, entertainment. That's my niche. That's what I love to do with a passion. I do music. I write. I act as well. Have a few projects lined up. Writing some things because I'm a content producer myself. So super excited about that. So kind of like your Renaissance woman, if you want to say.
And like I said, I had Miss Blue in here numerous times, and she do a lot of great things. She's out originally from Houston, Texas. Like I said, when I reached out to her to come back on the show, I know she was talking about relationship. I came across your post and deal with the pre-dating questions. In other words, but what you're saying is actually on point. Because we're gonna jump into the word tonight on that. It really ties in what you put out there. So give us a rundown on having these questions in place when we're interacting with someone and they won't get into the meaning of relationships and stuff like that. Because I think people don't understand how relationships are supposed to work. But
Right.
just give us a rundown on the pre-dating question that you was talking about.
Absolutely. Like one thing I noticed, like in my younger days dating, I went with like, oh, he's cute, and we might have two or three things in common, but he's cute, and that's all I care about, and I wasn't really thinking long term. So I feel like also when you're talking to people, if you stop for a moment and just put aside them being cute and attractive, that's cool. I'm not saying that you don't want an attractive person, but you really need to hear what the person is saying to you. And that's why it's important to ask a lot of questions. And it's already a red flag if you come across someone who has a problem with you asking these questions. Because how am I supposed to learn you and know who you are? Like, for example, if I would have asked my ex-husband how his family dynamics were, we would have never got together. Had you have told me your mom was psycho, I wouldn't have married you because I don't want no drama with your mom. Like I don't want to be fighting with my man's mama. Like it's no love like a mother's love, and I know that. I'm a mom myself, so I don't try to compete with guys and their moms. I would have loved to have been the daughter-in-law that's like, you want to drink, you want to go eat somewhere, and buy you stuff. But I wasn't given that luxury. But had I have asked that question, I would have knew like, oh, I don't want to deal with that. And I ended up dealing with that for almost 10 years, and it drove me crazy. And these are the important questions. Family dynamics. Are you in a relationship? You got to also make sure when you ask the man, is he in a relationship, you define what you consider a relationship, because some men are definitely in relationships, but because y'all got into a fight 3 weeks and you're saying that days in you're not in a relationship now, you're very much married. So it's very important to ask a lot of these questions before you decide to go the extra mile with someone.
You know what? It makes sense. Like I said, it ties in to what you're talking about. Like I said, we'll get into the word on that as well. And what really was on my heart, Miss Blue, was how our relationships, especially as believers, our relationships should reflect God's purpose and God's plan. What we have done, we allowed the world way, the world influence to influence the mind of the believer. And I do believe now that God is reversing all that. So now we can do a whole lot better when it comes to the family dynamics. Because God is all about family. We know He set the blueprint for us how to structure family. And before the sin came in, it's gonna tie it in what you're talking about. We're gonna get off into that tonight because this is time where we need to grow, evolve, and develop and work together as one. And we know that in the beginning, how God set up the marriage, how God set up how Adam and Eve was supposed to function and how we supposed to function as one before the fall came in. But that's I wanted to talk about, and I'm glad you brought that up. We're to the point now where people are asking questions. We weren't asking these questions before. We were going off, and we all get like that. We go up about how a person looks, especially guys. No, guys go about how because she has a nice face, nice chest, flat stomach, nice behind. I'm just using that for example, but we guys went off that. Women. I don't know what women go off of, but you know what I'm saying. But from a guy perspective, but what caught us up was we get so caught up in the outer appearance that we bypass the character of the individual on what you were saying. And so when we get into these, what they call these relationships, these types of relationships, then we're like, oh man, I didn't sign up for all this. But what would have happened if we would just really took the time out, use the Holy Ghost for the sermon, and how many things we could have avoided in life if we would didn't put the flesh in the way. So I'm glad you brought that up. How many people have been responding since you been talking about this on your show? I know you're big on relationships. So how many people have been responding to these questions that you put out? Especially it's to help people. So how had they been responding to it?
It's really cool to have a lot of the guys chime in because a lot of men they do a lot of women think that men don't value a woman's opinion, and that's so not true. I have guys all the time, like harmlessly, that hit me up in my DMs and messages and ask me about relationship advice, and they're not trying to flirt, hit on me or nothing. They're like, Blue, what would you do, or where did I go wrong? And I'm like, okay, this is what you should have done. Like seriously, like I really help out a lot of people, but it's just a good feedback because again, we operate in the flesh, and that's what makes us human. So it's not that we're doing anything wrong, but a lot of us don't ask these questions because we don't care or we wing it. I like you
Right.
so much and you look so good to me, baby. Whatever you send me through, I'm ready for it. And that's how we think. I mean, I see it all the time. I've thought that. But in this big grown age, I'm definitely like, I don't care how fine you are. Like, if we got to sit down and talk, and if those red flags is hitting me upside the head, I'm gone. And I advise everybody to be on that same frequency.
Right. And I agree with you 1,000% on that. And what I'm getting now is the being honesty part, being honest, telling the truth. The scripture tells us not to lie to our neighbor. We are neighbors, so we shouldn't be lying to each other. We should be honest with each other. And what I hear a lot of time, Blue, is people don't want to be honest with a person because they're being selfish. A lot of guys only do it, and that's just keep you. A lot of guys do it for sex. They just want to have sex. That's all they want to do. They'll use dinners. They'll do all this stuff to manipulate,
Right.
just for sex. Instead of just being honest, let her go until you know. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they do. They just want sex. They say, I want a relationship the whole entire time. They want sex. Why they just can't be honest with you and just say that's what you want? Have them, that's what they want anyway.
Well, because a lot of people, I mean, let's just keep it real. We told the truth. I'm big on the truth, right? And
Mm-hmm.
because let me reiterate that. I'm big on the truth, so I don't get a lot of things I could probably get because I tell the people the truth and they either get offended, they don't want to hear it, or they don't respect the truth. So
Right.
if I lied all the time, I would get a lot further than what I am now because people want to hear a lie. So, and then a lot of the times people don't want to hear the truth. So it's a crazy spectrum when it comes to people. And that's why you say you have to lead with discernment, and you have to pray, and you have to watch for certain signs because and you have to be real with yourself. Do I want to hear the truth? What about? I mean, just being real, throughout my whole entire life, I've probably had, and this is a small number, I've probably had 4 times where a guy told me he just wanted to have sex. Did it go down after that? No. And I assume that's why more men lie, because they're not going to get the cookie if they tell the truth. I was like, I respect you, but that's not what I'm on. You have to find someone that's on that. It's not me.
Right. But
You
you
know
know,
what
I
I'm saying?
respect. I know what you're saying, but I respect the guy. At least he
Mhm.
was honest in the beginning, and he
Absolutely.
didn't lie. He manipulated. So I respect him for that.
Me
And
too.
now that, because I heard a lady, it was a young lady. She had the same similar situation, and the guy was upfront with. He told her, "Hey, I mess around with different women. Before I end up coming to meet you, I mess around before I come out and meet you." But what he did was he told her up front, but he gave her a choice. Well, if you were to sit and pursue it, cool. If not, cool. And she said she respects him for that because he was honest. And I see some cats, they don't want to be honest. And I'm like, why would you okay, do you we the world of now social media. Do you know now these women are exposing these guys out here for selling them a dream? They're actually putting
Yeah.
out their personal information. They're actually putting out their private messages because they're being hurt. You
Yeah.
manipulate it, and you got to think about, especially if a person went through some trauma in an already jacked up situation. You selling them a dream, so they get into another jacked up situation. What do you think gonna happen? And we in the world of social media now, where people are actually exposing people now because he's selling these people a dream
Oh
instead of
yeah.
just being honest and being up front with the other person. Hey, that's all I want to do. I just want to have sex. That's it. She tell you no, it's a God given right to say no. Just move on. Don't lie. Don't manipulate, because at the end of the day, it's gonna cost you everything. Nancy, want to time in?
I think guys don't don't aren't real these days. They just want to show you a facade of who they can be but aren't, and then it backfires to them because at the end of the day, if you lie, you're gonna get caught eventually.
All right.
So I think that more men need to be real and just put your cards on the table. This is what I want. This is what I don't want, and that way females can say, this is for me or this is not for me,
Right.
and move on.
And no, and that's the mature thing to do. It's like
Yeah.
I ain't gotta judge you. You don't judge me. You told me what you want. I told you what I want, and we don't work out. Cool. Let bygones be bygones. We go our separate ways. You ain't gotta come on no more. But the real issue at hand is when you lie, when you manipulate. And I heard the individual say this too, and it was so stupid. It was the individual say, "Yeah, I moved in with such and such. Now I gotta lie because I can't do the things I want to do because now I gotta lie." So the guy asked, then if you still want to be single, then why you move in with this individual?
Ulterior motives, though.
But this is the world we in, and I said it's
Mhm.
really bad. And then we see what's going on, that we have to get better. And like you said, I'm glad you talked
Right.
about these questions. I know I had a couple on the show. I think about a year ago, 2 years ago, I'm thinking, and they talk about the same thing you did. They had these uncomfortable conversations because when you're going out,
Yeah.
they put everything on the table. Because some people just be dating, but if you're dating to be married, cool. But you should talk about these things before you enter into a marriage. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
just like anything, you should talk these things out and see where a person comes from. Because people have been through some things. You
Yeah.
got to know, has somebody being sexually assaulted. That happens too.
Yes.
You got to know if someone has entered same sex. That's something you got to know too. Um, how they is when it comes to money, how they is when it comes to their interacting, they work ethic. That's important. Do you call out of work all the time for any little thing? These are
Hmm.
things you have to know. Because I say this all the time, Blue Nancy. You don't want to bring an innocent bystander into your jacked up situation. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So y'all want to time in on that one?
Yeah, cause I feel like when it comes to like relationships again, it's like me personally, I don't have time to waste, and I take on. I'm a filler, so I don't like to talk to a whole bunch of different guys anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm always trying to zoom in and try to find my person. And it takes a minute, it's a lot of conversations, but like if somebody was trying to talk to me, if you ever talk to me as a guy, you probably felt like you were being interrogated.
Hmm.
Because I ask questions, like I will eliminate you so quick. I used to do it over the phone, but it's like people will lie over the phone. So can you imagine somebody pretending that they're sad, but they really smiling like I'm gonna get her? So
Right.
now I want to see you in the spirit, so I can really test your spirit because my spirit is going to let me know, pass him up. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
so yeah, it's very important to have those awkward and uncomfortable conversations. And for the guys that don't want to ask those questions, tell them thank you. That's how you know he's not your person. Because no one should have a problem with answering anything, especially if they're seeing long term.
Most definitely. And I put up their meaning of relationship. The meaning of relationship is as the way in which two or more concept, objective, or people are connected of the state of being connected. So in a relationship, it's all about being connected. But the thing is, are we being connected to the right person? Because even the scripture tells us don't be unequally yoked. Once again, we base the stuff
Right.
off the person, how they look. Oh, to the guys. Oh, look, she has to look at her body. That's only they focus on her body. Look at her body. But do you know the character of her? You know what I'm saying? This is what you gotta understand. Same thing with the ladies. Oh, he's tall, dark, and handsome. But do you know his character? And that's what we gotta get to the point. Like you said with these questions, let's sit down and talk. So we know where we at. So we won't have to bring in a what broken family. We won't have to bring in these generational curses and things like that. Because I had a lady, I thought sit down and talk to a lady, and her ex didn't have no relationship. He had so much hatred against his mom that
Okay.
he he will dog out women because of what he had mommy issues.
Mm-mm.
And you got some who have
Unhealed
daddy
trauma.
issues. Unhealed trauma.
I mean, everybody that's in the dark always has, unhealed trauma. And until you heal, you shouldn't even be dating, to be honest.
I agree. I agree. I mean, I agree. You should
There's
get
no
yourself
point of
together.
you even thinking about dating if you're gonna be out here lying and manipulating and telling these females things that you obviously can't even keep.
Yeah.
Let alone you bringing them bringing along all your baggage that you still have not dealt with or healed
Right.
from, and then you wonder why men are out here hurting females left and right because he hasn't healed. So he
And
has this track record, and now he thinks that the next one is he's gonna be able to do the same thing to the next one.
and you know what?
Until you
With y'all
heal, you shouldn't
ladies,
even be dating, to be honest.
I agree with you, Nancy. And I know with y'all ladies, y'all have to deal with a lot. You know, us guys, we don't. Ladies, y'all have to deal with a lot. And it's how do y'all? And I have ladies on here. When y'all tell a guy no, what goes to your mind? I know a lot of these guys don't like. Don't say some of these guys don't like to hear the
Oh
word no.
man,
How do
that's my favorite
y'all
word to say.
Hmm.
I really don't. I really don't entertain anything these days. So that word for me is great. I can say no. I can say no, thank you. Do you know
Right.
God? Okay, no, bye.
Mm-hmm.
But do they
I really
actually
don't
get
entertain
mad?
anybody these days.
But do they get mad
Huh?
at you? Nancy, they get mad. Cause I know some
Of
guys they
course
get
they get
mad.
mad.
No, you went from
Their egos get squashed. But too bad, too bad.
yeah, you go from
I ain't
being
got time to waste. I ain't gonna entertain nothing
right.
that's not on my level. If you don't know God, if you don't have a relationship with God, you're not wasting my time.
That's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up too, now, Nancy, because you have some guys who will manipulate using God just to get close to you too.
Oh, that one's easy though.
Oh, that's where discernment kicks in.
That one's too easy. No,
Just
I'm
by your
serious.
character, the way you talk, I don't know, off rip if you have a relationship with God.
Yeah, I know you got. What about you, Blue? When you tell a guy no, what are the feedback to it? 'Cause I know when y'all tell a guy no, they get mad and they get butthurt instead of saying, you know, hey, I appreciate you. Sorry, no, waste your time and move on. But they actually get real damn mad.
I got a face like no other. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got a resting bitch face. No, I'm serious, y'all. It's kind of scary. So I
I've
don't
always
really
been
have
told
those.
that, so
Yeah, I'm not. I can't even lie on these guys. They look at me and they be like, "I just want to say you're beautiful. Thank you," and I keep it moving. I if you're in my face too long and that I can't even. That really does not happen. I will just give you this look like. Even my sons be like, "Mama, you are no joke. He just like you." Okay, I'm just not on that. I'm trying to handle my business. I'm not worried. But thank you. I always say thank you. Thank you for the compliment. You don't have to be rude about it.
Right.
You don't have to be like that at all. So I haven't had anyone be aggressive because I've said no. Or like I said, I always get just you're beautiful, but they be scared to even just approach me, and that's fine. That's cool with me. That works great for me. That's even better.
Did you a favor. That's all they did. It did you a favor.
Definitely
That's
did
it.
me a favor. Hmm.
And I know you mentioned you are a mother, and I know that's another thing too. Taking into college because we have low key pedophiles out here as well. So how do you discern that as well, being a single mother as well? Also, when it comes to dating.
I don't play when it comes to my kids. I do background checks. I do three. Because if you do one, there are some agencies that only pick up so many. So you need to at least do three background checks. That's with the state. You find out where they're from, that state, and then the county, and the sex offender registry. Because that's not gonna go away ever. So I get your name, and I'm running. You a lot of guys don't even know I've done that. Thank God I haven't had that issue like that. But I'm saying if I before I even take you serious, I'm going to do a background check on you and find out what's on your record. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's very important because I do have kids. I do have two sons, and I don't want just any old person over them. And then I have a 7-year-old daughter, so that's definitely not gonna ever not be the case. So yeah, background check.
Yeah, cause I know that's because as I work within law enforcement, I see a lot of individuals come to jail over their girlfriend's children.
Hmm.
And we know you have to be very discerning of that. What you say about that, Nancy, as well? Being a mother yourself and just being careful out here because we have pedophiles out here. Sex trafficking is going on as well. So, what you want to say about that?
I think ladies need to be careful and just meet at public places. Never at your house. Never bring them back. Never anything with your house off limits.
Oh yeah,
Um, and that's a good idea. Background checks and just be careful these days. You just gotta stay protected because there's crazies out here.
Yeah.
you got to, and not to say you being scared, you're just being careful out here and being cautious at all costs, and that's being real. I'm glad you brought that up too, Nancy, as well. When you are going out with someone, y'all should be going to each other first place in the first place, and some people are comfortable doing that for some odd reason. They'll bring somebody over to their place, don't know them from Adam, but
Hmm.
they do it just to meet up for sex, and then you end up catching something. Now your life is ruined.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you got people out here, especially on these dating apps too. I don't want to talk about tonight, but also on these dating apps. Be careful on these dating apps. You have people that will set you up to rob you
Yeah.
and all kind of evil stuff too. We got that going on as well, also. So y'all want to chime in on that?
Ooh, dating apps. I have left a thing in the past. I'm not gonna even lie to you. That is early, and
Same
that's
here.
my
Done that and
yeah.
not
That was
not
in
these
my early
days.
20, but early
That was
20s.
the
I was like,
past.
this ain't gonna work. You do have to be careful, even with Facebook dating apps. People are not who they say they are. You have to just be careful. I'm old school. I can't. I have to see you in person. We have to have had some kind of, meeting, and I was able to see you and kind of like feel your spirit. I'm an
Yeah.
energy person, like seriously. My spirit will tell me leave that person alone, and I'm glad I chose right. So I can't even do the online thing because I don't know who you are. You're who you want to be online.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Mm-hmm.
true.
Mhm.
That's true. That's what you want to say about that.
Think you sell you a dream, but that dream ain't even real.
Exactly, it's scary. It can be scary.
And that's what another thing too. Um, People put so much pressure on themselves just to get with someone. We see it all the time. How people, I'm believing God for a wife. I'm believing God for a husband. And a lot of times people put this pressure on themselves and I just believe let nature take its course. If you out minding your own business and you and that person, y'all connect, cool. If y'all don't, cool. But it seems like people feel like they have their life is at a stand in because they don't have anybody.
Mhm.
And the Bible said God said it's not good for man to be alone. Didn't say lonely. He just says it's good for man not to be alone. And we know that's when he brought forth Eve to Adam, of course, but that companionship and how we supposed to operate as one.
Mhm.
Another thing too is getting together. Okay, what's the vision? I gotta give big shout out to the to the late great Dr. Miles Monroe. He said something very profound. When a guy asks a woman to marry him, she should say, "What's the vision? Like, why are we getting married for? What's the purpose of getting married? Why are we doing it for?" Because I look at marriage to me is a business when I say that. Some people don't like when I say that, but it is to me because when I say a business, we're building something. We're making decisions when it comes to where we're gonna live. We got children involved. How are we gonna raise them? What
Right.
neighborhood we gonna live in? Are we gonna be hands on when it comes to education? When it comes, so these are things we have to be focused on. But I like what he said. What's the vision? It's not about, well, I just love you, but why are we together for? And that's the purpose of dating. Is like, why are we here for? I mean,
Right.
are we here to invest, or are we here just to waste each other's time? You want to time in on that one?
Sure. I think it's just, again, it's about talking to each other and seeing exactly what your purpose is for this person, and seeing if this is someone that you want to be with long term and have longevity. So yeah, you should be talking about why, the purpose of you all together. Are you going to blend in your family? Do you want to start a family? What kind of house you want to live in? What the neighborhood are you going to be? What city will we be raising our children in, our blended family? I think it's very important to get that understood prior to actually becoming serious with each other. It's very important.
Yeah, like I say this all the time. It's all about building our kingdom and our empire. And that's what
Absolutely.
it's all about. And it's all about knowing where we're going. It's all about legacy. And it's all about having things in place. Like you said, if you have a blended family or y'all talking about having a family, that stuff play. And then that's another thing too, is making sure we're equally yoked and that we're on the same page.
Mhm.
That we're building something, that we're building legacy, and out of that where did our children be taken care of? Because even the Bible said a good man leave inheritance for children. So it's all about getting into that kingdom mindset. And I'm not talking about based on material, but I'm talking about the characteristics of walking in God's ways. Because the more we walk in his ways, we're gonna prosper. We're gonna be blessed. I mean, he's because by the way I said in Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and with all his righteousness and all these things gonna be added. So the resources gonna come, the wisdom gonna come, the money gonna come, the increase gonna come, the overflow is gonna come. All those things gonna come to us long we seeking him first. And it's like, okay, we hearing from God. Where we gonna go next? Let's hear from God and see what we make sure we're making the right decision when it comes to God. But I believe a lot of times because our marriages and our relationships should reflect God's kingdom as being believers. I do believe that. And that we should be an example for those who don't know God at all, but they see how you're living, how you and your significant other represent each other, because we're supposed to represent each other. I don't believe in
Right.
competition We're supposed to complement each other, not compete against each other. The world does that, but when we're in God's kingdom, we complement one another.
Right.
So let's talk about having a vision. So how important to you, and I know Blue, you've been talking about this in your show, how important is it to have a vision? Because the scripture tells without a vision, the people perish.
It's very important to have a vision. You're speaking to somebody that's a visionary person since I could write. I can't function without a vision, a plan, a goal. That's just me in general. So I have to be with someone that is the same exact way or it's not going to work out because I am terrified, absolutely terrified of becoming stagnant,
Right.
which is not moving up. You're just staying in one place. I'm not a complacent person, and even where I'm at is never good for me. I don't know if that's good or bad thing. I always want more. I always want the best. I'm always striving to be successful as I can possibly become. So you only people that are successful and make Forbes had a vision, had a plan, executed a goal, and they did it. And that's how I live my life. That's how I am in my relationship.
Man, that's what's up right there. Nancy, want to time in on that?
What's important is that
Oh, you went out. Can't hear you.
you can
Can't hear you.
hold on.
There
Can
you
you hear me
go.
now?
I hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. What I was saying is that when you find two complete people, not nobody should complete you. You should be complete already, and you
Mm-hmm.
complement each other. So two complete people coming together to with a plan and a vision that God already has established for you both. And once you guys have that together, then the sky's the limit, right?
Yeah, most definitely. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go to 2 too. In Genesis chapter 2, verse 24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. I'll restate it again. Therefore shall man leave his father and his mother and shall cleave unto his wife, and there should be one flesh. So when God get an order, a man leaves his father and cleaves to his wife, they become one. So in other words, when the man is leaving his family, his father and mother, and cleaves to his wife, now he's creating a new tradition. He's creating a new legacy. He's creating a new family. So that's why I love when God said a man's to leave his father and cleave to his wife. So we become one. But we know we have a lot of people include their families in their business. We see that a lot too, especially with some of these
Sorry for the
guys.
eye roll, but baby.
Nah, you good though. But it's
Woo.
but it's
Lord
supposed to
have
be
mercy.
like that. What God said it's supposed to be like that, but we know it's not like that. But you go ahead and time in, Miss Blue. That's what it's all about. We're dialogue. We're
Okay,
having conversation. We're learning. We're growing.
It's
Go
a
ahead.
whole different topic right here. It's a whole
I'm not
different
gonna
beast.
lie to y'all. I am not gonna lie to y'all. That is gonna be something that I don't want to say hunt, but it's gonna be a lifelong trigger for me. I really got done in by my ex family. And sometimes I be hoping they hear this type of stuff. Because I, as God fearing as I am and wanting him to be, what you said is so very important. You are supposed to cling to each other. Your husband is supposed to leave his family behind. His family that he starts with you is supposed to come first. And then his family is no longer primary, they're secondary. Your
Mm-hmm.
Me and you are now, this is your primary, like our bills first and our household.
Right.
And when people affect that, you should be able to be a man of our house and get them in line and let them know, hey, don't disrespect my wife because you're disrespecting our marriage and our bond. And this is something that God, it's in the Bible that you're not supposed to come between husband and wife. But a lot of these men will allow their mothers, sisters, brothers to come into y'all relationship and mess it up. And it's really sad. And I went through that. Like it was like pure hell. And I don't wish that on nobody. Y'all. I do not wish that on anyone. But that is a trigger for me when I hear stuff like that, because I wanted so bad for that to work. But when you always have a mother-in-law that's constantly starting that drama and trying to bring women around, it's how could you want to be with someone like that?
Right, and then you lose, and you follow respect with him
I
because
lost
you
a
know,
lot of respect, and that caused a lot of, because just keeping it real. Once I lose respect, I start treating you like the enemy. I start treating you like I can't trust you with my life, because there's no
mm,
way I'm gonna let somebody dog my husband out and not stand up for his honor. So what do you mean you can't do that for me? So I don't look at you the same, and that definitely uh, it built resentment. Is what it's called.
yeah, and it's sad.
I
Go, go ahead,
Yeah.
Nancy.
I think there should be some boundaries, and men need to know that their women can't be disrespected by anybody, let alone family members.
I agree.
Because
We
at the end of the day, the only person that's going to be there is your wife. Everybody's going to leave. Everybody's going to end up pass away, whatever.
Yeah,
And she's the only one that's going to have your back. So,
But
I
the thing
agree.
about it is, a lot of these, some of them are mama boys. A lot of them, it don't be the father. Well, it don't be the father. It be a lot of they mamas. Because if you got a guy, he's a mama's boy, and then we see it a lot of times too, where they'll point the fingers at the wife, but she always takes up
as
for the son. And a
usual.
lot of time when it does, it be that boy who's very immature.
Mhm.
He go back and tell his mom everything, tell all their business.
Oh my God. That's
So you got that's them weak guys who do that. So they bringing friction in their own household. Well, my mama
Mhm.
said this, my mama said that. So, and I understand where you're coming from, Blue, because like, wow, I mean, I'm thinking about myself. I can't trust you. I mean, you don't have my back. You allowing this stuff go on, but you taking up for your parents, whatever you case they be. That's bad. So that's one of them predating questions as well. When you're talking about on the show that hey,
Is your mama crazy? I don't care if they get offended. Y'all ask them straight up. Is your mama crazy? Like, is she crazy? If he say she crazy, was she disrespecting? If he say she might, look, brother, it's been nice. You're handsome. You're gonna find somebody, but it's just not gonna be me because I can't do it no more. I can't. I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. You're not supposed to be fighting nobody, mama. Y'all can't make me feel like that's normal. You're not supposed to
it's
be
not.
trying to lay hands on nobody's mom.
But
That's
it's not
Oh,
even
crazy.
it's
normal.
normal. And it's been happening for years. So
You
they
know
think
what?
that you're going to be the one
I agree.
that's going
I've
to.
seen it, but I just don't want to be
Right.
that type. Like I'm looking forward to being a mother-in-law one day, and not being that, not being that kind of mother-in-law, because that's crazy.
Right. And I understand because that's not normal. That's toxic. And when you
Very.
at home with your spouse, it should be peace at home, your serenity, no argument, no a house divided cannot stand. The Bible tells us that. But we are seeing a lot of divide at home. We see the families are divided now more than ever. No, family structure is gone. And we gotta bring that family structure
Fair.
back. But it takes two individuals to see the same thing. And like we seeing more and more of how the opposite sex nowadays are bigger against each other. Y'all want to chime in on that?
Ooh, you talking about the men versus the women? She don't do that, and he don't do that.
Yeah, we see all that going back, just
I
back
don't
and
like.
forth.
I don't like that. I spoke on that on I think it was X, what formerly known as Twitter, that social media could be a very fulfilling experience.
Hmm.
Yet a lot of people choose to argue. There was a guy who said something, and I wish I could think of what he asked. It was a really good question, and I know he meant no harm. But the women attacked this man so bad. They attacked. Well, how come men do this? And he genuinely said, "Ladies, I would like to know, such and such and such and such." So I said, I would like to know, as a woman, why do you feel that all women feel like this? I'm the only one that asked this man that, but 30 women was chopping his head off. And it's the same when a woman mentions a guy and the guy is like, well, how come women do this? If we would just take the time to listen and understand each other, then and stop with the arguing and name calling and bickering, then I feel like love could really prevail. But it's just so catty between the sexes that it's like I just log off, or I just stop talking, or I just block you, and you might have a great um, outlook on the situation, but you want to be ignorant and argue. Oh wow, I'm sorry, I don't have time for that.
But which is good. But I mean that makes sense, Nancy, because we see all this stuff going on, and we see the bickering, we see the back and forth. But what I'm seeing a lot, I said a lot of these guys who are acting very feminine when it comes to women.
Mm.
It's like they want these women to be their mother. It's like they blaming the woman for everything. It's her fault I'm not successful. It's her
Oh
fault
wow.
that I'm not succeeding. This is how they come off. It's like it's her fault. It's her fault, and then get mad. Oh, she for the streets and she this and she that. But instead of doing it like finding yourself, loving yourself, learning who you are, or you got them they doing everything for a woman. They telling guys, get your muscles up, get your money up, money, clothes, and status. Be
Mhm.
newsflash. If she's not romantically feeling you, you can have all the money you want, you can have all the muscles you want. If she's not feeling you on that romantic level, she's not gonna give you the time of day. And that's what they gotta realize. You're not gonna get every woman. Every woman don't look at you that way. But they have to understand that, Blue and Nancy. They think that they've been watching all this pornography, and porn mess a lot of these guys up. They listen to this porn, they think, "Ooh, I like you too." And that crazy music and porn. But they think everything is about pornography. They do. That's how they fashion like porn. You come to the house, take all your clothes out. But that's how they fashion
Yeah.
everything. They base off pornography instead of just being real. And just instead of being real about it. But that's what it does. Just instead of just moving on. Let me see. All right, what he said this right here. These guys, any guy that complains about what a woman does doesn't understand what it means to be a man. What y'all say about that? That's from William the Conqueror. He said any guy that complains about what a woman does doesn't understand what it means to be a man.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because you, as the man, you know how women are. It's kind of like women have a universal energy. We kind of all do the same things, maybe just differently. So yeah, if you're complaining and arguing about what we're doing, then yeah, you probably don't know what you don't have, or maybe you just don't know what it is to be a man because maybe your dad didn't show you anything. Maybe your dad wasn't present. Maybe he worked all the time and didn't teach you nothing. So it's so many different things that a lot of people go through. Like Nancy was saying, trauma. A lot of these guys have a trauma, like you, and also mentioned mommy issues. So this is some of the things that you'll have to deal with a guy who doesn't understand what it means to be a man, like he's saying. I totally agree.
Yeah, that's all I see all the time. Big shout out to William the Conqueror on the YouTube side. Big shout out to you. Thank you for coming in, my brother as well. Big shout out to you for coming in. And that's what it is. Like somebody see on these shows and on these panels. I just noticed a lot of guys. I don't say men because men don't complain. A lot of
Mm.
these males are complaining. And I remember I watching this show. I'm not gonna say no names, but I remember I watching this platform with all these guys. That's why I'm very cautious when I see platform with a lot of guys now, because the whole theme is about complaining about women. So I'm very cautious when it comes to that things.
It's so
I'm
sad.
serious. That's just me, because that's something. Because that's all they do. They complain about women. Complain about women. It's
Yeah.
stupid. Y'all might well stop becoming homosexual. You're gonna do all that. That's another broadcast. I mean, the way it's going, that's how they acting anyway. But
Right.
I asked this guy a question on the show. He was talking about he was married before, and I asked him a question. He can give me an answer. See, some of these guys do. They put the blame on a woman, but when they do it, they sugarcoat it. But
Mm.
he didn't give me a straight up answer. So when didn't give me a straight up answer, I knew that he had a role to do why his wife wasn't with him no more.
Mm.
But he makes it seem like he was hurt. I hear a lot of guys, oh, these women, they'll sit there and change you. No, I'm tell you something. A
Hmm.
woman ain't gonna change unless you change. Women
Mm.
respect a man that's consistent. If you're not consistent, you stop being consistent, she doesn't trust you anymore.
Hmm.
So all this stuff about oh women change, she changed because you changed. I'm gonna say like just keep it a buck.
Right.
If you act like a bitch, she gonna treat you like one. Let's be in. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. I mean, I'm just being honest here. Y'all can
Right.
time in. I got women on the show, so y'all can time in. Come on, y'all can time in, and no, say what y'all got to say on that one.
Well, I just think a lot of the world is crazy. I think we got a lot of women that had displays masculine energy, and we have men that are displaying feminine energy. And so it's kind of like, where do you, where is the balance, and so with the podcast, I really don't even watch those podcasts myself because it's really ignorant to me. Like, y'all are just bashing women. And what about y'all mama though? Like, do guys ever think, like, when you're dogging a woman now, you talking about your mama too? I don't get that. Like, you talking about me as well. I mean, your mom as well. If my son's doing it, y'all talking about me. So what? Why do y'all hate women? I don't understand that. Like, and I do think that I feel like everybody change in a relationship. But as long as we're growing together, that's fine. But we're gonna change. I'm not gonna be the same that like I was in 2023 and 2024. I'm a whole different person. You know what I'm saying? But are we growing together? That's what's important to me. But yeah, those whiny guys, I don't have time for that.
William the Conqueror said men shouldn't be displaying feminine energy. That's a toxic lack of masculinity. That's true. 'Cause a lot of these guys are very, very feminine nowadays. And
They want to be princesses and wear
I mean,
tutus.
you're right about that. I mean, it goes on. It's like, dang, like, 'cause-
You know how many guys I talked to didn't even get to the dating stage because they wanted. She needs to text me first. When you gonna ask me out? When you gonna pay for my? And I'm just like, wait, hold on. Why is it that the roles are reversed? Like, I feel like I'm dating a girl. Like, I don't, or trying to get to know a girl. It's like, yeah, I just got so turned off, and like for a long time, a few months, I was just like, I am not gonna date because it was like this weird energy. Like, it really
yeah,
was like. And then I'm okay if you want to go get like your toes done and stuff like that, and they want to put the clear polish on, whatever. But I'm saying, like, I just feel like they wanted me to be the one that court them, and that's not how it's supposed to be. That's so weird to me.
it's so weird to you.
It is. I'm just like, one guy, he always got mad like a girl would. I was always the one like, hey, chill, it's not that bad. He was always in his feelings. Like, I'm like, you're so sensitive, bro. Like, I cannot do this. Like,
No,
I can't. Like, I'm rubbing you and holding you. You're on my FaceTime and you're crying, and I'm looking
really,
at you like, what's going on?
really.
Really? Yes. My mom would be like, girl, get off the phone with him. Because I can't keep a straight face anyway, especially if you crying for something silly. You're not crying, ain't nobody died or nothing. You just want to be
Yeah,
pampered like a big old baby or something weird.
all the time a man should cry if he lose a loved one. They say his mom passed, dad passed, or he had a
Mm,
child pass. A man should cry,
I
but
agree
just
with
crying
that.
on, but just crying on any little thing that don't make no sense. All right, what if a guy tell you he got insecurity issues? How would you feel about that? If he come and tell you, hey, I got some insecurities about myself, would you run? I'd run for that.
No, I think
I'd be like, you
everybody.
need to heal.
Hmm?
No, when I say insecurity, no, I'm talking about when they say insecurity, they will accuse you of every little thing.
Oh, you talking
They
about
could,
that
That's because they
dynamic?
I'm
haven't
talking about
healed.
that
Okay.
Because
kind of
somebody
stuff.
along the line back in the days has hurt their feelings and now they feel insecure and they think that everybody along after that person is gonna do the same thing that they did to them. So that's why they're insecure and that's why they accuse you and tell you this and that and this and that because they have not healed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That kind because
Yeah.
you work in industry where you operate well, you work in industry where you okay, I do business with guys and I do business with girls. You know what I'm saying? We got that one, but he always will accuse you of why you talking to him, why was what you and him talked about. That kind of stuff goes on too.
That's happened to me before several times. I was married and then I don't know why he started being that way. Honestly, I was trying to check myself to see did I do anything bad, but it's like I'm the type of person which I'm gonna stop doing. I was inviting him in my business space, so he
Mm.
would not feel insecure. If I was interviewing guys, I would bring him along. If I was on a movie set, and it's a lot of men, I would bring him on the movie set. Play rehearsals, stage rehearsals, all that, and it gets to the point it gets really draining because now you're treating me like you're like chaperoning me, like you don't trust me and I'm not doing anything
Are
to not
you
be
my
trusted.
partner or are you my parent?
That's, I mean, I
And that,
felt like that. It got to the point where it was like, you need to bring one of the kids. No, I don't. Those are my kids. They want to go hang with their friends. They're not my babysitters. Like, what do you mean I need to bring one of the boys with me? It becomes offensive. So, yeah, with someone like that, I would not deal with because I've dealt with that before, and that's a deal breaker. That's again, that's that pre-dating questions that you probe. No guy or no girl is gonna tell you, "Hey, I'm insecure, and everything you do will make me think you're doing something." No, let's get that straight. They're not gonna tell you that, okay? But you have to. It's
nope.
they will tell them themselves.
Yeah.
Trust and believe, and when you see those red flags and inconsistencies, you gotta go. You can't. You gotta. Who cares if they fine and who cares whatever the case, because it's gonna be hell on wheels for the next however long y'all gonna be together, or you can
Yeah,
deal with it.
yeah, especially when it comes to affecting your money. You know what I'm saying? That's just keep it real. Now you affected my money.
Yes, trust me.
Oh,
And they
And
don't
I'm
understand
told
that.
now, like, can you deal with someone in entertainment? You have to be. Can you deal? You have to be straight to the point. If they get to gotta go. Like I mean, I know it sounds mean, but when you've been through something as a woman, Nancy, you tend not to go backwards. So you're harder
you ain't
on
got
the
time
next
for it
person.
no more. Mm-mm.
I'm saying go get your money, go get your bag, go get it. Cause you
Hmm.
gotta think about it. Before came into the picture, you was working, you was making a living. What changed about that? They don't understand that. Like, get your money, get your bag. We still together, but it's say we don't have to be around each other like that. People don't understand that. They want to be around you every day. We don't have to do
It's
that
like
every day. It's a balance. Like, go out, go walk. We don't have to be around each other like that.
go get a haircut, go get a massage, walk your dog.
Learn a
Right.
hobby, learn a trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Don't
start messing with my money, we got problems.
Hmm.
Cause I can't shut everything. I still got a life, and that's what they don't understand either. They want to handcuff somebody so bad. I don't want to handcuff nobody. Still do your thing, handle your business, and not only that, when you know you're the man and you handle your business with her, she's not gonna step. Women don't step out on nobody. I don't want to. They think women be stepping out. Women don't step out on nobody. They
Right.
really don't. But for some reason, they think y'all step out, and y'all really don't. I don't think you may do it. It's like, okay, you push me to that area, but I'm not gonna step out because you think I'm stepping out. What y'all want to say about that? 'Cause don't handcuff nobody. I don't want to handcuff nobody.
Yeah, I think it's important to still be who you are and maintain who you are outside of the relationship. I do encourage my guy to have fun and go shoot pool, be with the cousin, as long as you establish boundaries.
Right.
There should be no reason why this person can't go on a weekend trip somewhere, or you can't go on a weekend trip somewhere with a cousin or a friend because you have established boundaries. And again, that goes with the whole dating thing. You once you know you have boundaries established, then the sky is the limit of what you can do with and without each other. It's about trust, and you have to come together and say, "This is what I wouldn't like. This is what I don't go for. This is what how I compromise, and I'll change this, or I'm not willing to change this." And that's when you decide if you can be together. Because I don't want. I definitely will not do that again. Because I know I turned down a lot of stuff in my marriage just because I wanted him to feel comfortable. And people were just like calling me for roles, and I was like, I can't take it.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
But
And that sucks.
it does, and I look at it. We supposed to live a life of peace.
Mhm.
You want to have peace. I want to have peace. Nancy want to have peace. Everybody want to have peace. It should be so much turmoil.
Well, I
I
have
encourage.
peace. I ain't even worried about no dating. I don't got time for that. I'm
Well,
good by myself.
hey, that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. And having fun, enjoying life. But don't let it affect your money. Please don't let it affect your money.
Oh yeah, going forward, that was like I was like, you know what, I can't do this no more. It was so much stuff, but
Yeah,
going
because
forward, I'm good.
right, because you
Yeah,
missing out on these great opportunities because of
yeah,
how somebody else feeling, and the person should, hey, go ahead and do your thing, handle your business, and you should tell each other that it's team us, so we got each other's back, and we supposed to encourage, motivate, inspire, hold each other accountable. Them things we supposed to do in a relationship. We should be inspiring each other because we should aspire to make each other better. When we challenge each other to become better each and every moment, we have what group goals and we have individual
yeah,
goals. So that's how it should be. It should be more fun, but people just make it so complicated. And we
yeah.
should be having fun because Jesus said, "I came that you might have life and have life more abundantly." That would need to be focused on having more life and having more fun. And it
Facts.
was all right. We got a question too in the comment section. How can you stay with someone who is so insecure? He said, "Okay, it's two questions. How can you stay with someone who's so insecure?" That's the first question. Don't you lose respect for them? That's the second question. So y'all want to answer that one?
Um, how can you stay with someone? You can stay with someone that is so insecure until you can't. Don't you lose respect for them? You most definitely will start to lose respect, and you will start to resent them because they're going to restrict you from doing things that is harmless and normal because of their insecurity. So it's not going to work. So you cut it off, or you date and then you listen to what they saying because women. He's a guy, so I'm speaking for the men and giving them some game on the women. Women are very different than men. A man will try to hide it. Y'all, they try to hide their insecurity and everything. A woman, we straight up with it. We usually not about to hide it. I don't want you having homegirls. I don't want you doing this. I wouldn't want my man doing solo trips. We are very.
We call it out as we see it.
So that's when you
We
let
see a
shit
Yeah.
female
go.
that that's sus. We let you know. Look, you can't hang out with that girl because that
Thank
girl like
you.
you.
Y'all territorial.
No,
And
but
sometimes
you
I
see
don't
what I'm
even catch
saying?
it.
Say that again, Nancy.
I'm like, how do you not catch it? She's throwing herself at you basically. I don't see it. What you mean?
See,
Don't
It's
see.
obvious.
okay, what Nancy just said is so important because it goes back to what you said too. You're looking at somebody because they look fine. William, if you're still online, you're looking, I'm not saying you doing it, but men be looking at the woman, oh, she's so fine, she bad, blah, blah. So y'all don't
Yeah.
care that she done told you 3 times. Who is that calling? I don't. What you mean you going with your mom and your sister?
Oh
What you mean you
yeah.
going out of town by yourself? By yourself?
They
Like we're
put up
not
with
gonna
that.
hide. We don't hide our insecurities. We tell you straight up. And so if you're willing to still continue on in that relationship, that's on you. Because you should say, look, I can't deal with someone that's gonna be insecure like that. And especially when I'm a good man. So I gotta put it kind of on you, some of you men, for allowing these women with these big booties and tits to make you lose your mind because she's so fine. Because we tell you, we don't hide nothing that we do. A woman is a different. We a dangerous beast because we give y'all a choice and y'all take that bait and still want to mess with us. Now whose fault is it after that?
Well, it falls on the guy. It falls on the guy. I mean, it falls on the guy. I'm not gonna put all things. It falls on the guy
Mm-hmm.
because once again, they get so caught up in the outer appearance.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, and don't get me wrong, you got some jacked up females out here in this world, and you got some trifling ones. But what guys will miss guys up, guys only get with certain women to impress other people.
That's so silly, but yeah,
I'm just putting it out there. That's what goes on. They want
right.
that eye candy. She could be trifling as heck. They know she's loud. They know she's rude. They know she's smart mouthed. They know she do all that crazy stuff. Oh man, no, no man, that's a cheap bitch. But they so fascinated by having sex. Well, long as you give me sex, I'm good. And that's what they get caught up in. They think with the wrong head, which that wrong head gets you in a world of trouble. And that's why they suffering the way they suffer. Now that's why they lost a lot of things behind that head in their pants. That what goes on. They base it instead of again with this woman right here who loves him, care about him, but she don't look like Instagram model. They overlook her. They want the Instagram model who's an airhead, don't got nothing going for herself, but they want her. And she shows you what she's all about. Like you said, she shows you what she's capable of, what she all about, but they still go along with it anyway because they think with the other head.
Right.
So now they get mad, and that's how they get their resentment. Oh, all women are the same. All these women are the same because of one bad apple that you put yourself in. But I don't know, see them take accountability for their actions. It's always, well, she did this to me, but no, she can't want you. I never
Right.
seen a woman come up to a man and say, you know what, I'm gonna rob you everything you got. I'm gonna use you. I never seen that yet. Have y'all seen that? I never seen it yet. I never seen a woman walk up and say, you know what, I'm gonna use you today. I'm gonna take everything you got. I have not seen it yet. Show me where that's at. Crickets. I ain't never seen it yet. But they like these women, oh, I'm just gonna use you today. I never seen it yet. It ain't
It's
gonna happen.
it's certain types
And
that
again, there
are
are
like that,
girls out there that do this.
but they tell
But
you straight up. They tell
They
you,
just not gonna be real with it. They gonna hide it, but they gonna do it.
but I know a lot that's straight up like, I want a man to take care of all my bills. Or when you hear a woman say 50-50, oh nah, he paying everything. Then she's telling you.
Hmm.
She's telling you.
yeah,
So that's not saying I'm gonna use you, but she's telling you that what type of female she is. So again, I feel like women are very honest and open.
they
It's a
are.
lot of women
And
that's like, "What bills of mine you paying?" Or "You not laying down with me unless you
Mm.
paying something." They tell the guys that.
I know, Blue, you absolutely right. And I'm telling you, these guys don't care.
I
They
know,
just
cause
care about
yeah, the
sex. That's all
looks.
they want.
Yeah,
That's all they care. They love so bad.
yeah,
She disrespectful. She used to take everything he got, and he just, well, long as she give me sex. That's all they care about. They don't have no word, no value themselves. But y'all, if y'all know y'all don't want nobody, y'all let them know, hey, I'm not interested. Bye.
I straight, and I still get told that people still get mad and be like, they feel like that's trifling or that's mean,
No,
but
that's
it's
not. Because
no, it's not.
because women,
No,
as women, y'all know if y'all not attracted to a guy, y'all not gonna give him the time of day. If y'all not attracted to him like that, he can have all the
but
money in the world. If he is something
right,
that he does not spark your interest, you're not gonna give him the time of day. He
that's
can have
very
all the
true.
muscles in the world. He can have all the muscles in the world. And we had someone on the show, bitch out the crystal. She said that too. She said a guy can look so good once he opened his mouth
Oh
and he
my!
said the wrong thing, it's a
Yes.
turnoff.
It is, unfortunately for you guys.
See,
Yeah.
guys, y'all need to listen to that.
Because
They telling y'all, be careful,
I
y'all
hate
open
an
your
attractive
mouth.
man that it's okay to have confidence because I love a confident man, but I hate an attractive man that feels like he just know you think he fine or he just know he all that. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's like I've seen guys that just they treat women like they're God's gift to us.
Right.
And that's not confident. That's like you're leading with an ego. And that's not sexy. And like you said, I don't care how big your muscles are or how pretty your eyes are. Just that having that attitude, like women just worship the ground I walk on, or I know I'm all that. I don't like that. That's a major turn off.
See, guys, be careful what
Mm-mm.
you say to these women. You may look good physically, but so you open your mouth, it's over with. So be careful what you say. Know how to say it.
I be
Be
love.
mindful of what
Ooh,
you say.
I be
Be
loving.
mindful.
I wanted to do a dating show, and if I'm able to ever get the connections too, I would love to do that old school dating show like a limit date used to. They pay
Uh-huh.
for y'all to go on a date, and then you tell each other. They ask you separately, "Will you date this person again?" And they tell you. this and that. And one person is like, oh, I'm for sure gonna. It was always the really handsome guys that was like, oh, I know I'll be. She'll be calling me back, and you've been a jerk the whole
Well,
time. I've seen you've been a jerk the whole time, and she's like, yeah, he was cute, but he was a you know what hole. So I no date for me. I would love to bring a eliminate back, y'all, because that's so me. Like I will eliminate somebody so quick.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because the stuff they say, like, don't know how to talk.
Yeah.
They talk to you, don't talk at you. They already judge you already off the bat. You know,
Hmm.
I'm not good enough, or you don't want to talk to me. They look at you right now and say, "Oh, she got any man she won't look at her. I'm not good enough." They already passing judgment on you anyway. Guys think like that. Well, I'm
Hmm.
not good enough. She don't want me. So you passing judgment on her, and you don't even know her like that.
I will stop talking to somebody if they said that in a date. Like, really, bro? Check, please. Because I don't need that drama. That sounds like some drama. How you know, first off, how you know who want me? Now
But
you
they still
trying
do.
to throw your ego, your self projection on me. And it might not even be the case. So, yeah, you're going to always think that a guy is trying to do something with me or to me. It's just not going to be a good situation.
Yeah, and it's just it could be fun. They just
Mm-mm.
make everything so complicated.
Complicated.
And it ain't y'all. It ain't y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you. It ain't y'all. It's the guys. Because they have not been taught at all how to be a man. They have not have been taught how to romance a woman. They have not been taught to do all these things. They want everything gotta be about a woman. And I get tired of that too. Why everything gotta be about her? Why can't it be about you? Why can't it be you finding you? You become a better man, you're gonna draw in a better woman. It takes time.
Facts.
But we gotta get better. I believe they gonna get better. I hope they get better. It's crazy out here in these streets, man. It really is. But what I'm very pressed for time. We're gonna have to do this again.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Miss Blue, go ahead and plug in. I know you had a radio show out in Houston, Texas, and I know you do a lot of other great things. So go ahead and plug in all your information, business information, not no hookup date information, because some of y'all widows out there love to get in somebody DM trying to holler at somebody.
My
But
inbox is
go ahead.
crickets. But yeah, make sure y'all follow me at Miss Blue Radio Show underscore on Twitter, also on TikTok, and on Instagram, and also Facebook.
Yeah, y'all go ahead and do that now. Go ahead and follow Miss Blue. Get all the updates and of a radio show, and she does acting. And she's also an actress. She does music. She do a lot of things. So you keep yourself occupied, and also big shout out to Houston as well. So I mean, you got what else you got coming? I know you're doing a radio show. So what else you got coming? What's the next
Yeah,
project you got
so
coming up?
it's the radio show. I'm getting ready to work on a music EP. I'm super excited about that. It's going to be my producer's last project, so I definitely gotta. I want all bars, like straight bars. I'm gonna go back to the old blue on this one. And so I'm also getting ready to produce some videos. So, because I'm also a producer of content. So I'm
Okay.
always looking at new things to produce and stuff like that. So I'm excited about that. I'm trying to put together a reality show as well that we're shooting. So yeah, I got watch out. Make sure you give your girl a follow.
Yeah, most definitely. Go ahead and do that right now. Go ahead and follow Miss Blue right now on all her social media platforms. Get connected, get plugged in, get up all the updates that she's doing business wise. And I thank you once again for hanging out with us on tonight. I
Thanks for
reached out
having
to
me.
you, and I thank you for accepting the invitation. I know you have a very, very, very productive schedule, so I do thank you for coming on again.
Welcome. I come on.
Awesome.
I told you anytime. I love like learning new things, and I love like sharing experiences. And I'm big on relationships. That's just me. So I'm always here to give advice and insight.
I mean, that's all about Blue. It's all about having healthy relationship. I believe in having a successful relationship. I believe in having a successful marriage. We can have these things, and
Yeah.
we allow the world to influence us, but we have to be influenced God's way. When we influence God's way, we're gonna prosper like never
Hmm.
before. So
Yes.
Nancy, go ahead and plug in your information. How everybody get in contact with you, follow you on all your social media platforms.
Facebook, find me on Nancy C, and on TikTok. And no, don't hit up my inbox. It's closed.
Decline.
You're tired. But ladies and gentlemen, we out. Oh yeah, before we go ahead and go, Nancy, go ahead and close out with the salvation, and then we gonna be back here Saturday morning at 11.
Romans 10:9 says, if you believe with your heart and confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord, you shall be saved. So right now, say, Dear Lord Jesus, I admit that I'm a sinner in need of your forgiveness. Please come into my heart. I believe that you are my Lord and my Savior, that you rose and ascended and died and ascended on the third day. And from this day forward, fill me with the Holy Spirit. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Again, like I said, we're gonna be back here Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern. Me and Nancy, along with our very special guest, gonna come in. She gonna tell her testimony. I guess we'll be sharing her testimony this coming Saturday
Hey.
from her former life into her life in Christ, and she'll be talking about that this coming Saturday. So y'all tune in Saturday, be inspired by this young woman's story. You gonna be truly, truly blessed when you hear her stories. I'm looking forward to that. I know you look for that as well, Nancy. That's what it's all about. But people don't understand, me and Nancy have been doing this since 2009. So people don't know that. But we've been doing this since 2009, and we just came back around with it. So her gave me this opportunity to do this. Before podcasting was podcasting, we was doing this on Blog Talk, then we went on Operation Cloud, and we've been doing this since '09. So I thank her for giving me the
Nice.
opportunity for a lot of this. I appreciate you, Nancy, and everything else. Awesome. But like I said, we out this thing. We're gonna be back here Saturday. So man, y'all tune in Saturday morning at 11. If you're in the Central, 11, East Coast 12. So you don't want to miss that. Ms. Blue, you have any final remarks you want to leave you with the audience?
Hey, y'all, just stay being positive and exuding amazing energy. It will come back to you.
And most definitely, also for really big shout out to Miss King that was in the comment section. Also, big shout out to my good friend Jenna. Also, that was in the comment section earlier. Also, big shout out to William the Conqueror on the YouTube side. We don't want to forget everybody who time in. Y'all timing in is so important. We thank y'all as well. Also, William the Conqueror is on the YouTube side. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like button. We all about getting these numbers up on the YouTube channel as well. So we out this thing. That sums with everything. Man, y'all have a great night. And we'll
Y'all
be
too.
back here Wednesday. I'm not Wednesday. We'll be back here Saturday here on Walking This Way Impact West Podcast. Peace, everybody.
Peace.